Is it my deal or is it your deal?
I dealt last time. You dealt the first two.
That's
but
true.
I know you are worried that I'm...
You know what? Let's do it this from now on. We'll let the winner deal, because then the loser gets to go first.
Okay.
There, that makes sense.
And I'm telling you, if I knew how to like count cards...
And we're keeping track. It's like 2 games to 1.
What are you talking about?
Well, I kind of won the first one, and then...
No, I think you started to win the first one.
I did. Oh, that's what happened. That's right.
Pretty much have swept you every time.
Yeah,
since.
I'm right now. I'm in 3-0.
I always had this thing where I wish when I was younger I knew how to break dance, because I thought it would be like the coolest thing to be at a party and just start breakdancing.
And now
it's like counting cards. I wish I knew how to like essentially cheat.
Manipulate a card deck?
Yes, it is something that I wish I knew how to do.
Billy Kid is your pro right there.
Billy can do that?
Yeah, I mean, most magicians who are great, that's the whole thing, man. Being able to manipulate a deck of cards to know exactly where that card is at all times. Yeah. Man, it's a skill, though. It takes years and years.
That's, that's the thing that I wish I got into, but...
You know what? I feel good. You know why? Brian Hatt's going to talk to us later.
I cannot wait to talk to Brian.
So, I mean, I had some pretty hilarious conversations with Brian, like when we were scrambling, when Jay and I were like just freaking out, dude. Like I was flipping out, and I knew I couldn't. And I said to Jay, I was like, we can't tell Mark until he's done shooting this scene today, because I mean, ultimately we were stuck.
Well, I think you actually had a timeline, unless it happened before you told me in general. You guys told me the day before, not the beginning of the week.
No. So I found out. So we were there. We got there Sunday.
And we were filming on the street. Technically supposed to be Sunday, Monday, Tuesday.
Yes. And then we had to, because of the venue where we shot in the game store, we had to rearrange the whole shooting schedule. And so we didn't need Ted until Tuesday morning. So he was supposed to arrive Monday. But it was Monday morning.
We went to the actual game cafe Wednesday for the first time.
No, Tuesday.
Are you sure?
Yeah, man. I'm pretty sure, because they're closed on Tuesdays, right?
I thought we were there Sunday, Monday.
No. We shot Sunday and Monday on the street.
Sunday we filmed on the street, but it was raining or snowing or something.
Exactly. So a lot of
And then Monday we did all the pickups in the mall and all that stuff.
Yes, yeah.
And then Tuesday it was our first day.
Tuesday was our first day.
And then Wednesday
was the half day, and we had to bounce like right away.
So we only were in the board game cafe for
2 days.
Day and a half.
Day and a half. Yeah, that's it.
Wow.
Yeah,
and
man.
then Thursday was supposed to be our safety day.
Yeah, and we
didn't need.
We didn't need it, so we packed everything up, and we did some pickup shots from the exterior shots for J&J's and that kind of stuff, because we shot in the condo. We shot the opening on Monday.
The opening,
or Sunday.
Sunday, yeah.
Because the weather was terrible.
Yes, and then we had, obviously you being a comedy producer, we had
shows on Thursday, Friday, Saturday.
Yes, that's what it was. So we had an action-packed week. And honestly, like if you think about it, in someone like in Brian's position, that is the best call you could get.
Of course.
It's like, hey, by the way, you're going to be on a TV show and then do a bunch of shows. Like, why would someone not want to do that?
Right.
He probably got the best scenario out of anybody. He had no stress coming into it.
Ted Morris better be on Brian's Christmas card list, because I'm pretty sure Ted was the one who gave me Brian's name initially.
Wow.
And then it took me a while, because it was like 9 a.m. I chatted with Ted, and you guys were just getting to Crombie or something uptown, Waterloo. And I was like, man, I'm looking at the clock and I'm like, Brian's going to be rolling out of bed around 11:30, 12, right? Like comedian, you know what I mean? Like performer. I'm like, I'm never going to get him. So I sent him a Facebook message, an Instagram message. I like got his cell phone number from like Bebenek, I think. And was just like, you need to call me right now.
And so like, this was my issue with it. Like, and you guys obviously had to like explain this to me.
Yeah.
Being you know, not even, I would say I have like my hand in the water of the board game
Of course,
world.
fair. Yeah.
Why we didn't just use 4 people.
Right.
Because this is where it got into a logistics complicated thing. Because if it was me,
Yeah.
and I think this is the importance of having people on board who know the thing. Because if that was me and no one knew board games and we were brought in to do the show, I'd be like, let's do 4.
Right.
But then
You can't play Paranormal Detectives.
Paranormal Detectives has 5.
Yep.
And it would have been way harder to film because, again, we're playing Go Fish.
Right.
And we can't even get through a turn.
Do you have any 6s?
No. Go Fish. Do you have any aces?
Go Fish. Yeah, I mean, for me, when I had that call with Brian and I just explained it to him, he was like, yeah, sounds great. And then he needed like a half an hour to like sort out a cat sitter, I think, and figure out how to get to Waterloo.
Did he come that day?
He came Monday night because remember, we got manicures for all the comics Monday night at the Airbnb.
This was a good decision because they were going to be showing hands. And
exactly. They're touching the pieces
models,
and you know what I mean? So Brian got there that night and he was a trooper. They jumped right in. We played like 4 Gardens and Paranormal Detectives like that night before we started shooting. And then we all rolled in at like a crazy, like early 7:30 call was crew. And I think 8:30 was
the day of the show.
Tuesday was nuts.
Well, again, like the amount of equipment that we had was just, I don't think I ever felt comfortable that whole time because I had a car of equipment. I had to unload the equipment. I had to bring the equipment back. And like the only thing I probably didn't need to bring was like my hard drives because I was not aware that, you know, we were going to have enough footage because that was a whole conversation.
Right.
Are we filming this in 4K or are we filming it in 1080?
Right.
And like everyone wants everything in 4K, 8K, whatever, but nobody thinks about how much storage that takes up and how memory cards are not cheap. And, you know, we ended up deciding to go with the close cameras at 1080 and the wide shot and the overhead shot at 4K, which ended up not blowing up the hard drives. And I think out of anything that was something that I didn't need to bring with that big box.
Right.
But yeah, like setting up, like we started, like I think our call time was, we started filming at like what, like 9:30, 10?
Yeah, 9 o'clock, I think. And I think the crew was 7. It was an early, it was a long day.
We got there very early.
It was a long day, yeah. Because we had a limited time. Like when we finally found the On Tap Games, the board game cafe where we shot it, it was perfect. They were great. I mean, they were amazing to us. Like they let us kind of do whatever we needed to do. We rearranged all their furniture. Like we basically built a set in their board game cafe.
Which was a big thing because like that backdrop
was amazing.
It was perfect. You know, like we obviously had a little bit of like reflection issues, but we dealt with it. And, you know, other than that, I think there couldn't have been a better set for a board game show.
Exactly. And that's the thing. It makes the whole thing look amazing. Do you know what I mean? It looks like studio quality.
Yeah.
And back to Brian though, I think he brought a different energy because everyone else for months was preparing for this.
Well, that's the thing.
And we just
came
like
in no pressure.
We threw him in like to the wolves, and what he won like 1.5 games. He money for charity. Like,
well, yeah, and like he just, again, going back to that whole dynamic thing. Like Brian has been around as a comedian. Like, you know, he was someone that I would watch when I first started, and he is the most, you know, we were even joking about nonchalant nature with Brian.
Oh, yeah.
Because he's so casual that you can put him into any situation because he's been doing comedy for so long.
It really sounds like you're calling him old, just so you know.
Well, you know what? Old maybe isn't a bad thing when you have wisdom and knowledge. Seasoned veteran.
Veteran.
And it's like, you know, him being such an amazing like host as a comedian is like such a skill that a lot of people don't understand. And I remember like starting, like he'll just walk up and he has like his strut and like a smile and then is instantly loved by the whole audience.
I mean, yeah, for me, the very first time when you said action and we were rolling and the first thing Brian said was, "Where's my camera? Is this my camera?" And everyone in the room cracked up and started laughing.
Didn't take the air out of the room.
Tension or the pressure. Like just that first opening line was like the greatest icebreaker ever for me.
Yeah.
Because as soon as all the comics are laughing and everyone's having fun and everyone's having a good time and you're pretty composed, you know what I mean? I think it was a great start. Like after all that shit we went through the day before and the day before that, trying to shoot in the snow in December.
Yes.
Yeah. You got any 4s?
Go fish. Do you have any queens?
No, I do not.
This?
Yeah, you did.
We're talking too much now. I'm losing my mind.
Oh, this is my strategy.
Tactic.
Do you got any 6s?
Go fish. Do you have any aces?
No, I don't. I'm looking for 10s though.
I got a 10.
Oh, that'll work. You got any 3s? Oh, I'm good at this. What about any 2s, Mark? You got a 2? Bro, you got an 8? This is a run, buddy. This is like 3 in a row.
I think, a run.
You got a king?
Go fish.
Oh, come on.
Do you have any 9s?
I was gonna ask you for that.
Oh.
Start my run.
Do you have any 7s?
Nope. Do you have any 4s?
Go fish. Do you have any aces?
Nope. What about 3s, Mark?
Go fish. Do you have any 5s?
Nope. Do you have any 8s?
Go fish. Do you have any 9s?
I do not.
I just got a 9.
Okay.
Do you have any aces?
Nope. What about a 7? I know you have a 7. Well, you got 2 7s. Do you have any kings?
Go fish. Do you have any 8s?
I do have some 8s.
Oh, wow. It's 3 8s.
Yeah, stop.
Do you have any 5s? Thank you. Do you have any aces?
Nope. Go fish.
Okay.
Do you have any 2s?
Go fish. Do you have any? Is that what you? That's not what you picked up.
No,
though.
it's your go.
Do you have any queens?
Nope. Do you have any 4s?
Go fish. Do you have any 6s?
Yes.
Do you have any 5s?
Nope. Did you pick up a 3?
How did you know that?
I didn't. I just guessed. Yeah, I mean 10s?
No, go fish. Do you have any 5s?
Nope. Oh, this is going to be close. You have any kings?
Go fish. Do you have any queens?
Nope. Do you have any 2s?
No, go fish. Do you have any jacks?
I do not have any jacks, Mark.
Wow.
Do you have a queen, though, by any chance? Or a lot of them?
Fucking kidding me.
Yeah.
The one time I didn't ask you for a queen.
You have a king?
No, go fish.
This is going to be a king right here. No.
Do you have any aces?
No, I only have kings. Do you have any 10s?
Are you sure you can't see my card?
Do you have any kings?
No, go fish.
Dude, I only have 3 things in my hand. That's mine. King. Do you have any 2s?
No, go fish. I'm not a good loser, by the way. I'm
That's
getting
okay.
pretty mad.
I mean, you're up 3-0.
Yeah, but like, it's pretty dumb that this is happening. Do you have any 6s?
No, I do not. Do you have any aces? Do you have any 10s?
No, go fish.
Come on, 10. Come on, 10. No.
Do you have any jacks?
I'll take that. No. 2s?
So wait, what happens if I pick up a jack?
Yeah, then you're good. So then you show me, and then it's your turn again.
Okay. Do you have any 6s?
No.
So I pick up?
Yeah, which is going to be a 6. No. You have any 2s?
Go fish. Do you have any 10s?
Fuck you, dude. This is it. From behind, right here.
Do you have any jacks?
The thing is that
Do you have any 6s?
I don't.
So I pick up?
Yeah, it's my turn. You have any 2s?
Oh my God. So you want, wait, did you win?
So this would be here. I say you have any 2s. You
So
say you give me this, and it's my turn, and then I draw this.
And then you get that,
Yeah.
and then you get my 6, 6, 6.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. I won one.
You did 8-5.
I told you, buddy. Brian Hatt's lucky for me.
You know, and this was the thing with Brian Hatt, where when he came in, so the logistics of it was, or the whole behind the scenes was, Ted couldn't come in.
Yes.
So Niall went from player
To host.
to host. Brian came in as a player now.
Okay, so this is how it kind of worked out. Soon as we found out Ted couldn't come, now the choice was, okay, we need one more body, right? Do we try to find a host, which is putting a lot of pressure on one new person?
Yes.
Or do we choose Christoph, Deanne, or Heather to take Ted's spot,
Or
and
Niall.
or Niall, and we just find a player, right?
Which it's a struggle on both sides.
It
Because
is.
the host, it's more of a rules lawyer than
Rules
a host.
lawyer, agree. Referee, yeah.
The referee, because this is where it's different, because it's not like, you know, hey, welcome to the thing, host. It's like, this is how you play the game.
Exactly,
So it's a loaded role.
I mean, the benefit to choosing somebody who we already had is that they already knew what games we were going to play months
Yeah.
in advance.
Yes.
Right? So they had some gist of how to play. Also, Ted and Christoph had played some of the games together, right? Like, you know, so that made it an easier job to just find someone who was willing to
Yeah.
play rather than sort of make it run, you know?
Well, yeah, because it would have been a big time management thing to
Oh, for
say,
sure.
hey, Brian, if you're the host, this is how you play these games. And every time something would have gone wrong,
Mhm.
we would have had to have stopped the game,
Yep.
essentially, where Niall did have a thing. And I think this is just a natural next episode.
Yeah.
Is to, you know, we're talking with Brian, and are we going to be talking with Niall next week?
We're basically going to get Niall and just sort of see, because he came into it and he was a champion, right? Because, I mean, he was there to play games with his friends and that was it, win money for his favorite charity.
Yeah.
And now we sort of gave him this like huge role to fill.
Yeah.
Right? And like I said, watching the episodes and as the games went on, I think he was great. I think he really fell into it.
Yeah.
And I think it was one of those things where it just was kind of lucky, right?
Yeah.
It was lucky that, you know, Brian was available. It was lucky that Niall was okay to like switch it up like 11th hour. You know what I mean?
Yeah, and I'm curious to talk to, you know, well, we're going to talk to Brian because they both had different weights on their shoulders, I guess, where Brian was coming in.
Sounds like a fat joke again.
Well, I didn't say one.
Oh.
There were Brian was coming in as a last second replacement as a player.
Yeah.
But now Niall had to kind of like
Switch gears a bit.
it was and I'm curious to know, like, is this, you know, I'm curious to talk to Niall about, like, is this something that, is there people who just want to be in that role, or is it like a rotation thing where rules lawyer rotates every game, right?
I mean, I think ultimately when you're playing with your friends and whatever else, there is not really that role. Like organically, there is someone who has read the rules, maybe watched a couple of online videos, and that's the person who's going to explain the game to everyone.
Yeah.
So you're not passing the book around. You're not more efficient, right?
Yeah.
So I think that's more of a natural thing, whereas from what I understand, the rules lawyer is supposed to be more nitpicky and more sort of like, this is not how it's supposed to be played.
Yeah.
But still loves the game so much that they want to play it by the rules, right?
Well,
so
we got all that and more next time when we talk to Niall, and we're now going to have a quick chat with Brian and see what his whole thoughts were and how he's been since
Nonchalant with Brian Hatt.
Nonchalant with Brian Hatt is coming up soon, but I guess you won one game finally. So
what do you mean finally, dude? This is my comeback.
3-1.
This is how I like totally slowly rope you in, right?
All right. So now we're going to do episode
5.